make the stacks blow, rolling smoke out my nose, leaning on the console. I ain't seen no asphalt in about 10 miles, riding dirty.
All right, so part 2, we're getting specific into moves, future of real estate, who to partner with, where we see the future going, why we see it going there, and just where the opportunity is at, but we're going to get specific. That's all we have in part 2, right? So really what I'm getting at is LPT and Aperture, right? Let's talk about it.
Are you ready to have your mind blown?
Let's do it.
Hear it.
You want to get him some toilet paper in case
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
By the time this comes out, everyone's going to
We're in Boulder. That might be like a recurring theme for Boulder.
Here's what I'll give context to. This has been a conversation for 8 months.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Yep.
Just been a conversation for 8 months. My head is up, my eyes are open, and like we're constantly looking at different pivots, and we're okay to have composure and poise and equanimity where needed until the decision, because man, you can do the right thing at the wrong time.
Totally.
Right? So like doing the right things at the right time matter with our team, as in our internal corporate team of 12 people that have been crushing with us. We're built, we're ready. There's opportunity out there. We're going to talk about them, but the timing of what we're doing, man, it couldn't be better, right? So like, well, let's talk about that, right? So like, Eli, if you want to, JT, whoever.
Let me jump in.
Let's talk about.
You just said, what I just heard was this, you already won that battle. But now that you're at the summit, you realize
and
it's
that's
a
part 1.
Summit.
100%.
Your standards.
Part 1 was like, hey man, we're here, but what's next, right?
This is what's next. It's now you're 40. You've got 10 year.
Thank you
You've
for
got
reminding me.
millions of repetitions. You've done more deals than you can shake a stick at.
Correct.
And so for the first time in our career, mutually as this group, we're able to exercise and truly maximize our attributes right now.
So specifically,
like we're at the perfect place in
100%.
time to cross paths with Robert Palmer, the fastest scaling brokerage
in America
known to man
ever.
Right.
No, literally,
ever.
like this
literally
is
ever.
What's happening right now.
But before you get to that, we've transcended, right? We have a certain level of success. We're looking for that next level of opportunity. The vehicle you're in matters. Right? And I was having a conversation a couple of weeks ago with a gentleman, and he's like, "Hey, Will, like I can relate to you. I've done, I used to dive in and look at different opportunities. And Will, what I had to realize was it was just up to me. Like I had to lean in and I had to do the work. No one was going to do it for me. And I said, hey man, I 100% agree with you, right? I 100% agree with you. However, we are doing the work.
Yeah.
There is a such thing as just a faster fucking car. Well, hold on. There is a such thing as playing for the Cleveland Browns, okay? Look, even he laughed, and he's not a football guy.
So harder, dude.
As we've built our foundation, as we've built our success, is there a better opportunity within a different team that aligns with stuff?
Right.
Proximity to leadership, proximity to ownership, congruency to their mission, to what they want to accomplish, and how they want to accomplish it. And where we fit in. And 100% we fit in, brother. Like, when you sit down with ownership and you have a guy that'll fly to Denver because of you and how you arrange that, and he'll sit with me, and we talked for 8-9 hours. You matter. But it wasn't just about mattering. It was like, man, their tactical approach with their current success is an opportunity for us to increase our own capacity of influence with helping agents. And what I love is, Aperture, LPT, they have different options for agents. It's not one-dimensional. It's a brokerage for life, which means, hey, as we're helping agents, we've helped thousands of agents across the country, dude. We've got several hundred agents that are a part of us. Imagine if you could have a better opportunity because you have different ways of creating success for them, right? Like, well, depending on where you're at, what you're doing, like you don't have that opportunity. In addition to that, and I'll let you guys talk before you light yourselves on fire. And as you guys can tell, like, hey man, we're out here. So if it's getting too wet, you let us know, but we're out here. But man, here's what I love. I'm also agent number 1 for Aperture in the state of Colorado.
Hell yeah.
In all of Colorado, I'm agent number 1, right? Like, what's Aperture?
Aperture leverage though. Look at you. This is business. The best entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what your business. If you can identify the ultimate leverage point and go all in, which is right now, ground level, all of this stuff, Bro, are you kidding me?
100%, right? Like,
leverage.
I love how raw this is because I'm like bleeding through my eyes with smoke. It's raining. This is perfect. But like, what I love,
but great composition. Will.
It is.
If people can agree, like, hey, like if I've got a certain 1,000-yard stare through a scope or whatever it may be, like, imagine how I can incorporate that mindset into how we approach real estate and position with different companies.
Right.
But being agent number 1, it matters. And like what they're doing, and Eli, I love how you articulate it, but like what they're doing for luxury agents is awesome. Being the first one in our state to do it. Is there going to be work that comes with that? Of course. Is there going to be challenges that come with it? Yeah, but I'm not in it to run away from that stuff. I'm in it for the opportunity, though, right? Like, we can sit here and have a conversation about challenges and worry and uncertainty, or we can talk about opportunity. But I'm telling you right now, my entire life, when you're opportunity focused and you take calculated risks based off of looking at things with a certain lens and making calculated decisions the right time for the right reasons, it allows you to focus on the opportunity a lot more. And man, like, it couldn't be a better opportunity, right? Like, and obviously Eli, like, being so supportive of it, right? Like, man, we've done some rogue shit.
Well, dude, and I just love, I'm just a big fan of fucking tools, man. And it's like, you know, what I love is like the skill set that we've built together over the past 8 years, right? And just the, really diving into our lanes and the things we've been able to develop, you know, both personally and like, obviously, like within the business too. But then when you get to take that raw skill set and then you apply some dope fucking tools on it, like coming back to like, excuse me if this is like a stupid analogy, but if you're looking at like weapon system and shit in the Marine Corps, like I'm sure it's like, man, being super proficient on like iron sights and all this stuff, like, man, it's a must. You have to do that. But then when they give you guys some like cool fucking gear to use and you take that skill set where you can, again, do whatever with iron sights, but then they're giving you some fucking night vision optics and all this shit, like whatever, like I'm super curious to see.
Yeah, 6 dudes can go overthrow a government in Central America.
That's what I feel like we're getting.
Rumor has it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go speaking outside of my lane here.
That's what I feel like we're getting at LPT and Aperture. You know, every other brokerage, man, has been like, okay, hey, place to hang my license. You know, but it's like when there's some dope tools that are built by agents.
Well, dude, talk about those tools. Like, if you want to be a flat rate agent and pay a $500 fee and cap at $5,000, you can do that, but you still get all of their marketing. If you want to participate in rev share, great. But listen, man, it's real estate first, right? It's real estate first. As period. They're focused on making sure that your transactions and your capability as an operator, to conduct said transactions and build transactionally first, matters, because it does. That's your backbone. It matters, right? But then they've got this map for you to follow, to grow yourself. And like, man, no agent has to leave. Like when we talk about, like, dude, we'll get in arguments with people about rev share, and well, that company doesn't give as much rev share as this one. Well, guess what? Once they change to 2.0, they fucking do, first of all. Secondly, man, I'm not just in it for the rev share. Like, listen, man, if you got 1,000 agents, 2,000 agents, 10,000 agents, you're winning at any company. You're winning. What I care about is that my impact and influence to agents doesn't have to lead that agent somewhere else outside of my influence and leadership, because we ran out of tools and options at the brokerage, and the only option you had was to leave, but you didn't want to. No, man. A brokerage for life, like that, dude, that fucking means something to me from a leadership, right? Like, dude, people don't understand me. Leadership is not this thing that's romantic on podcasts and gets me on stages and it's cool to be a coach and it's cool to be. Leadership's a fucking religion for me, dude. There's a responsibility behind it. And it came from my creed from the Marine Corps. It came from the guy's house that we're sitting at right now. When guys are prepared to die for one another, man, like the readiness and preparedness you have to have as a leader, and your ability to train and prepare the people that you're in charge of to lead themselves in case something happens to you. It's a fucking religion, man. And it breaks your heart if someone doesn't want to leave but doesn't have an opportunity because they got to go somewhere else because it's a bad year, less homes sold in the 2008 housing market crash, and they like different options but they can't have any, and there's nothing you can do but send them on their way. So then, dude, we started making, like agnostic stuff. Okay, even if you're not with us, keep the stuff. Like, we've been trying to do everything we could. Well, now there's a brokerage for life, right? And then like the Aperture side is all luxury based for like these powerhouse agents that are luxury. If you want to pursue luxury, you can go from LPT and grow into Aperture. That's their sister brokerage. And it's allowing powerhouse agents an opportunity at rev share and ownership. So finally, everything that they know, they can influence others and be compensated for it. It's just never really been a thing for them. Well, now it is. And now they've got their own brokerage where they can still be luxury. It can still be segregated and standalone for what it needs to be for its branding and what it offers clients, et cetera, et cetera. But then they can still participate with the ownership side, right? Like, so now they're going to win, and I get to be the first agent here to win, right? And we're going to do both, right? Like, Eli's on our LPT side operating that. I'm on the Aperture side operating that. But the bottom line is when you talk about a brokerage for life and the different opportunities that they'll, and dude, whatever you sign up as, you don't have to stay as that. You could switch. Okay, you can go to Aperture. You can come back to LPT. You can be flat rate. You can participate in, like, that is ripper, dude.
Let me ask you the $1 million question. If all three of us came here today, in
Yeah,
the middle of the Rockies,
knowing what we know now, if we could, right?
Well, no, check this out. If you and I had to figure out, and this is the most obvious answer, if we had to figure out, if you didn't know, the goal for LPT Holdings is to become the most valuable real estate company in the world.
Yeah.
For the agents. Now we'll get into that later.
Well, you know how you're going to get there by giving the most value to the people.
Think about this. What's the plague to real estate? What is every brokerage's plague? Retention and attrition. So what did we do? We said, hey guys, you love Will, but when you go to sell 3-4 millies, you might want to go to Sotheby's or Compass. You love Will, but you're having a rough year. You want to go flat fee. Well, Robert Palmer said, why don't we just create an ecosystem where agents can migrate back and forth throughout their career so they don't have to leave their freaking family.
100%.
To me, I was like, guys, this is so genius, or so common sense. It's genius. And let me echo what he said. The new gold standard of real estate, Will, is done for you. One less thing to worry about. So not only is the marketing state of the art, increases conversion, increases current client referral, past client retention, past client referral.
Brother, they're sending you boxes for free for every listing you have.
That's
amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And again, like what I love when we met with Robert Palmer and when we met with Valdez was like when we pulled the curtain back and they saw everything we've built with Agent HQ, with Legit Agents.com, everything we do for agents, they said, man, this complements the agent at the agent level, and it coincides with the bigger picture of what we're building.
The gap.
Buddy, it's chain of command. Like you've got big generals like a Robert Palmer, but then down at the ground level agents, we've built some things that really complement their ability to be practitioners, but it coincides with their bigger picture. And like, I'm going to let you have the last words because I talk too much. Here's where I want to leave this conversation on part 2, right? Is I got to be me. I got to frame thought how I frame thought. I got to frame thought from, my past and how I respect leadership, how I see leadership, how I digest whether people actually care or not, or what they're focusing on. What's the most important thing? Is the most important thing agent count, just so you can show that you have the most agents and there's smoke and mirrors with that anyway? Or is your focus to make the most proficient, capable agents, period, knowing that if you build that, they will come, kind of thing, not to be corny.
Well,
and like, here's 100%, but here's where I boil down to, man. It's like, Valdez flew to Denver, bro. And we had an 8-hour talk while you were talking with some other folks. At least, I'm probably embellishing. Probably at least 4.
Yeah.
And I talked about my life. He talked about his life. I talked about what makes, like, what I bleed from. And he talked, and like that guy, I'm not saying other people don't, but that guy really gives a fuck, man. Like, we're on a mission, right? Like we've got this vehicle, Aperture and LPT, and we've got the leadership in it with Robert Palmer and Valdez in this mission that we're on. And I believe in them, and I believe in what they're talking about, and I believe it through their actions, through what I've been watching. I believe it in the time that they're giving. I believe it in the articulation of their mission. And as I'm looking at it, man, like even people indirect, man, that aren't even directly affiliated with us at the brokerage are reaching out and helping and being proactive. Our team, our corporate team of people are meeting the powers that be over there, right? Like the onboarders, the VPs over there. Our team is already building friendships and alignment and congruency with their team. And here's the bottom line. When I take any discomfort from anything I've ever had in my brokerage career, in my real estate career, just move them, right? Like I just compare things, opportunity to opportunity. Got it. And that's the business will. I'm looking at opportunity compared to opportunity, apples to apples across the board. But then the inner will, the will that was bred from a pedigree of giants, it comes down to this one thing, man. Would I go to battle with you? Like, am I willing to fight with you? Am I willing to fight for you? Are you willing to fight for me? Right? And if you got some folks that want to send you calendar links to get on their calendar and other people that'll fly out to literally brainstorm and make you feel important and to share space. Look, man, that compiled with the opportunity, compiled with everything else that we've seen, I want to go to battle with them. I want to grow. And what I mean by battle is I want to grow with them. I want to go to battle with them. And they'll fight for me. They will battle with me and I'll battle with them. Some of the other places that we've been, whether it be recent or in past, The number one thing that we saw is we've changed from a brokerage to a brokerage. We've only had 2 brokerages, right? Like, but what I see that's been congruent for me is like, I lost trust in leadership. I lost trust in what was important. I lost trust in what the priorities were. And at the end of the day, I lost the ability to be able to say with integrity that I'll go to battle with you.
And that's when the fire went out.
But I'm going to go to battle. Because here's the deal.
Yeah.
The war's coming. Who are you on a battle with?
Damn.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I'm ready.
I mean, dude, right? Like, if you look at, like, man, like the guys that led me, right? The guys that were my drill instructors had just gotten back from war, right? Like, 9/11 happened. The war's coming.
Oh,
Who are you going to be with?
Oh, yeah.
Same thing in business, not to like disrespect,
Well-
not to disrespect battle and what Marines have done, right? Like, I don't want to disrespect that. But what I'm getting at with the correlation of what I've been bred from is like, look, man, the war of real estate and business and entrepreneurship, and with everything changing with Zillow and personal brands and Compass and whatever it may be, hey, man, like, it's coming. That war's coming and it's here. Who are you going to go to battle with? You want to go to battle with the least prepared or soft prepared, or guys that are, you know, in a position with their company that have other priorities that are more important to them than the safety and health of their troops.
Yes. Yeah.
Versus, hey, man, right here from top down, I can battle with these guys, right? Like, these things are important to me. And hey, maybe that makes sense to some, maybe it doesn't.
Well, that's how you win.
But correlate it to your own frame of thought. Like, I'm just trying to give you my frame of thought to correlate it to your own stories and your own frame of thought. But the bottom line is, right, like, that's where I'm bred from. That's my creed. That's where my intuition comes from. And also, if there's anything I could give somebody on this part too, it allows me to boil these complex scenarios down and make it very simplistic. Will, would you go to battle with these folks or not? Yes or no?
And if you're lucky, we have a little fun too.
Powerful.
You know,
Buddy.
it's like Ragnar and Loki, brother. Not only are we going to battle, but the gods are in our favor. Brother.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
So
like,
put your seatbelt on and buckle up.
I just feel like, why, like, just, man, I want to be able to tell, like, I guess my last thoughts are like when I speak to my daughter, when I speak to my sons, like, and they're chasing dreams and they're overcoming challenges, or they're being met with challenge. Am I giving theoretical advice or contextual advice as far as like, here's what I've been through, here's a story I can share with you, here's how I handled it? And even more important than that, take that out of it. Are your kids watching you overcome adversity, pursue your highest version of self on a daily basis or not? Are you a punk bitch, or are you leading fucking way where like you're just a living, breathing example of in pursuit of chasing those dreams and who you want to be? Because man, them seeing that's almost more important than the story you can share with them when they're going through something. And they're only going to trust what you say in that moment anyway,
100%.
based off of like what you've been doing. But here's my deal though, right? Like, because we're able to transcend and build different levels of financial freedom, can actually have more time with my kids to be in those moments. I'm not going to go lead and work my balls off for quote unquote my dream forever. But then because I'm just self-employed, I don't actually have a business. I never get time with my kids. So even when they're in those moments, I can't speak to them anyway. So the pursuit, man. And what we talked about like in part 1, right? Of like, hey man, we're successful and we're going to continue to be successful. It's how we want to write it now. And I want to write it where not only I can influence more, to keep them around longer, to influence them even more, right? But I want to be able to have those relationships with my kids as well. And now I get to navigate both, right? So there it is. It's on the table. Here's where we're at. Here's what we're doing. If you're curious about it, reach out. If you're not, that's okay. What I want you to take from it, though, is our passion and drive behind our pursuit of greatness, our pursuit of maximizing our ability to perform at our highest possible capacity, potential, whatever word you want to slap on it. This is our pursuit, right? And I want to open that up for people to pursue their own, whether it be real estate or not. I want you to lean in, and I want you to be a part of yourself when it comes to that pursuit. And I want you to, how I feel right now, right? I want someone else to feel this way, right?
What this opportunity has done for me, which is it's doing for you because I'm witnessing it firsthand, is it's breathing life into me that I've never known. It's the working in tandem with extreme professionals. We have a destination, an ultimate purpose. We don't believe, we know. And not only do we know, and not only are we executing the strategy, we're getting there 5 times faster than any company has before. So if you want to talk about an exciting moment in time, guys, this is the greatest real estate success story unfolding.
And listen, just save your skepticism. If you got questions, great. We're on a train and it's moving. So catch up and get on board and go for a ride for a bit and check it out. But listen, it's important for Fat to be here. Yes. You know, maybe Fat, get over here. Fat's never on camera. Fat's been with us, man.
We do that on purpose.
Literally, brother, like, Fat was around for Fit Republic. Fat's been around.
That's right.
Since I got into real estate, I said, hey, bro, I got to get a deal. I'm going to buy some cameras. I need you to be my video guy, et cetera, et cetera. He's been around us forever, man. And he's watched shit.
Yep.
And it's important that, man, not only are we building what we want and we're transcending the best that we can, like the highest we can, we're doing with people that we love.
We are.
And we're doing with people that have been around since day fucking one, right? And like, JT, he's like, he's going to go take a piss. Right? There you go. Right?
That's right.
But like, hey, man, there's just great people that are around us. I like rekindling with JT.
Yes.
We haven't seen him in a long time, but the like stars align, and this is where we're at now, and it's a great fit. But we've also got a lot of our agents that have been with us since day one that are passionate and excited. We've got guys like Fat that are some of the closest friends. Like you guys are 2 guys that I say I love you to, you know, and like you've seen us since being 2 dipshits to like where we're still 2 dipshits.
Bigger
we're just
dipshits,
like bigger dipshits taking on bigger risks. But it's important, man, that like we've really built it with the people within that helped us build it from scratch versus thinking that we have to reach up or punch up to have some famous person. That's like, no, man, we really built this from the ground level. You did video 1 for me, bro.
Yeah.
And you've been on fucking unwanted road trips and fucking flights and lack of sleep and bad audio and good audio and what the fuck. You've been through everything, right? So like, I know the camera's not your friend on this side. This isn't like what you want to be doing, but I love you. I appreciate you, man. You've been a close friend for us. You came out to Boulder with us, and you know, like it was important for you to be a part of this. I also feel like when you're a part of it, I'm so comfortable with what I want to say because I trust you behind the cameras. And JT's done a great job getting some B-roll and some other stuff. We're going to put some cool videos together. Now we get these 2 guys together, but this is what I mean about building it. How, like, okay, we're successful. We're going to be successful. We got it. How you want to do it, who you want to do it with. Like, it's important that you're here.
Well, and this is the shit that's
married soon, so life's over. Not sure how long I'm going to see him.
Dude, I know, right?
I'm being funny, wifey. But the point is, man, it's like how many people get to say that they're building stuff with some of their best friends.
Well, now they can, and this is what's so cool about like this opportunity is it's like you can get around the right people that are going to inspire you versus you're going to compare yourself to them. 100%. You are going to have the tools needed that are going to allow you to have enough done for you shit. They're going to let you pick your head up from transactions for a minute and see it from a CEO's perspective. Be able to run your business like a business because you're not so in the weeds trying to fucking get on Canva and make all this shit when you're a terrible graphic designer and your stuff's going to look like trash anyway.
Exactly, man. And like, we'll end with this. I didn't create the quote. I can't remember who created the quote. I heard it from my buddy Rich Sommers. Shout out to Rich Sommers. Competition is what happens at the bottom. At the top, it's collaboration. And that's what we're doing now, man. So we love and appreciate everybody that's been around us. We love and appreciate, you know, the opportunities we've been given. Definitely hope that this inspires and challenges other folks to do the same thing.
Hell yeah.
Part
Dude,
2.
what an epic. We got a little bit of everything, brother. This is
great, man. We got some light, we got some rain, we got some beer, we got some fire.
Heaven on earth, boss.
We didn't have to do a diesel day while we were up
Didn't
here.
have to do a diesel day.
I thought for sure he was going to make us carry or chop some shit during this. Like, Tosh was getting a little soft.
Put a little wood. You was huffing and puffing.
Like, a little bit. I was huffing and puffing for the effect. Like,
there we go.
Because I'm mad as shit. You know what I'm saying? But
it's called method acting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But guys, man, I love and appreciate you guys so much, man. Like, you were around in the beginning. We didn't rekindle. We've always been friends, but like now that just like the businesses align, you happen to be where you're at. It allowed us a door open, an opportunity open, and it's cool, man. And like, yeah, man, Fat's getting married soon. Like, how cool is that, right? Like, we've literally been together since Fit Republic, bro. Like, I've known you longer than Eli.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, so like, it's awesome, man.
Just to carry on or to echo that or coach what you're saying. Working with pros and stuff, like part of me is nervous at first because I know you guys work hard, and I'm like, oh man, you know, what am I getting myself into right now?
Yeah, like, hey JT, I saw this house. He's like, nah, bro, I don't work. I'm not filming a fucking house. If we're filming, he's like some uppity Hollywood videographer. Right there. Hey, if we're not making the most epic baller shit ever made, I'm not doing it.
I'm not.
If it's not the Avengers, I'm not fucking.
No, real quick, but you're the type of dude that can bring the best out of another guy. Because
100%.
no, literally, because I'll hide from you but then, I'm like, oh, you know what? Okay, let's see. I'm ready.
Yeah, dude.
We're not going to compete.
Yeah.
It's going to be collaboration.
And dude,
but we're still going to like
the
see
communication of it and everything, man.
Well, and that's how you get like the best possible product.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
like
Iron sharpens iron.
100%, dude.
But listen, as cliche as that sounds, it's true, man. But listen, if you could do yourself,
environment,
and if you could do yourself a favor, just stop calling yourself iron if you're fucking soft, wet brick. Iron. Listen, if you really think about iron sharpens iron and how much heat and pressure and friction happens, right? Like
it's a lot.
Okay.
Well, I think it's done recording.
No, we're good because we got a ton, right? But like
it's stopped recording.
But we got the
it's
white
recording.
One.
Go ahead.
Well, here I'll leave you with this. When people talk about iron sharpens iron,
how many
it's
times
cliche.
in this fucking podcast, brother?
But the point is, though, man, like listen, though. But people say it, but they're no harder than this wet brick right here.
True.
If you really think about iron sharpening iron, like the amount of heat and pressure and impact. That's going into that to create it. Of course, there's going to be friction. Of course, I'm going to challenge you. Of course, I'm going to push you. And if you push back, that's okay too. But like, if you think iron sharpening iron in literal form is like elegant versus like robust,
you got
violent
sexy,
and intentional, you're fucking wrong.
Right,
so just stop saying this shit. If we're on a Sunday walk, right? Like it's not that.
Think about you though too. Look at the testimony to you guys. You partnered with a company and people that are setting the world on fire.
Period.
So you put yourself in a situation where you're not signing up for AAA. You went straight to the market.
Put yourself back in the fire.
Yeah, you said, okay, get bottom of the ninth basis juice, but you were ready. And so what a testimony to you guys to not only identify the opportunity, to take massive action and go all in.
Immediate massive action.
You went all in. And guess what?
Yeah.
Mark my words, in 10 years, this is the story that's going to be told. And if you're listening to this and you're one of our contemporaries, I would encourage you right now to either partake in the festivities 100%. Or grab your popcorn and grab a soda because we are going to put on a clinic.
And it could be like, it's like, man, it's just.
It's fun and forgiving, but you know.
Dude, hey, and it's fun, man. Like it's almost Easter. You think about resurrection. You think about certain things that might be close or intimate to you. And like, this is our next chapter. This is what we're leading into. And man, ultimately, like the last word I'm going to leave this with is grateful. Right, just grateful for everybody we have in our corners. Obviously grateful for Eli, man. He's the guy that keeps this whole thing fucking running, man. He's the engine of this train, dude.
Well, man,
I gotta go do dumb shit because I know
somebody's got to be the engine and somebody's got to be
somebody has to, right?
You're the Mercedes sign and he's the V8.
No, well, and dude, and if there's one thing I've learned with Will, man, which again I noticed it immediately, is his intuition and his gut. I don't think it's been wrong yet. You know, and when he's feeling a little antsy about something 8 months or so ago, I don't question it. You know, I know it's going somewhere. And then
you trust I'm going to think it through.
100%.
You trust I don't just make brash decisions.
No, not at all.
It might seem brash if you hear about it a week before I do it, but that just means you weren't part of the inner circle where I was talking about in the fucking first place. Like, and by the way, the inner circle is me in my own fucking head first. Then it's the Eli thing, and I'm just planting seeds. It's like, but like, it's never brash. So if you were only around, you're like, man, he made that decision in a week. Just trust that it was the right decision.
They don't know your history.
100%.
They don't know how tactical.
But here's the deal, though.
Like,
but you shouldn't, though. You shouldn't have to be a part of that because you know how many times I've told myself no to something that never had to get to our agents.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just gonna like make our agents go back and forth with their thoughts and always be worried about where we're going. No, there's so many things that I mull through and go through that end up being no's. So why would you open the door to your agents when you're leading them and you're playing hopscotch all the time? No, man. Like the right time to come out with it is when you are pulling the trigger in 2 weeks. And then they just have to trust that you're making the right decisions for the right reasons and you've done your due diligence the right way. And that all stems from leadership and culture and this being a religion for me, not something that's fancy. And I do have that trust. And I do have that ability. And it's not questioned by many, right? But it comes from that, right? But man,
you have your history. What do they say? History's 2020 or hindsight's 2020. So it's not hard for another man to look at your body of work and say, hey, based on his decisions and actions, the sum total was this dude worked it. And so, you know, like let's call a spade, brother.
But listen, man, agreed. But let's say none of our agents went with us. I'd still go.
1,000%.
Oh, well, because you're
without a doubt.
Bro, I left my house in Maui in 2 days.
But that's the difference because as much as I'm a leader, right? Hey, we're also entrepreneurs and we're also in this game. We're also players in this game as well, right? So like this opportunity is so big and I'm aligned so much with the leadership and what's going on in proximity being around that. If I had to go by myself, I would.
No
Well, I want to
doubt.
expand on something, and this is just in my heart,
Mhm.
and this revolves around the Blue Ocean, the rev share, and the Kairatsu with Aperture. You and I know something that 99% of luxury agents across the globe have no
Yeah,
clue
bro.
about. So with the launch of Aperture Global,
Yep.
this is the introduction for the first time ever rev share to luxury agents.
Right.
Now,
100%.
as a almost 20-year financier, like you said earlier, from the outside looking in, a lot of real estate is a popularity contest, but there is such thing as the bigger pile theory
Yeah.
and who's the most influential.
Mhm.
Since Aperture has that 10 or 15M minimum criteria, here's what they did. Now you have agents that are by proxy the most influential because they're selling a lot of volume
Yep.
and
100%.
sexy homes. So
Yep.
this is why I'm losing my mind. And so here's what I know that you know, because we have friends that are definitely setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
You have an organization of 200 right now at EXP,
Mhm.
and you know for a fact this is not up for
Well,
debate.
not right now.
Well, yeah. Well, either way, as of today, yes,
Yeah,
tomorrow with
Yeah,
us.
sure.
But hey, but here's the thing: how exciting is it to know that y'all are at the ground level of the highest paying
Yeah,
restaurant in the
man.
world,
Yep,
and it's a blue
yep,
ocean.
yep.
And here's what they don't know yet: Aperture agents have the entire globe and
Yeah.
all 3 agent segments.
And listen,
Yes.
Blue Ocean, all that stuff. But like, here's where I go.
the
'cause
best idea I've
but
ever seen.
Agreed. But my heart's in it for leadership, right?
Yep.
So like, man, like correlate this. We all have children. Correlate this to our children. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the majority of like normal functioning parents literally want the biggest opportunities for their kids in
Yes.
the world. Yes, we want them to earn it.
Yep.
Yes, we want them to be good humans and be respectful and go through a process
Yep.
to earn greatness or
Yep.
whatever. But we literally want our kids to have the biggest opportunities in whatever lane they want to
Mhm.
be in as a
Mhm.
human, correct?
Mhm.
We just want the best for our children,
Yes,
correct? Okay.
absolutely.
Leadership, man, not to be disrespectful to people that we're, that we're leading, but there's a love similar to that where like, man, when you really care about people you lead, you just want them to have the best opportunity at the highest level or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever their definition of success is. You want to be able to not only provide that to the best of your ability, you want to also open some doors to some other things that maybe they're not even thinking could be the opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
100%. That's
No,
where
well,
that's where I'm at.
when you say leadership, I hear love. Because if you want, if you
God, what
zoom
a
out
great
far
way.
enough,
Yeah,
what this
yeah.
is a love story.
Yeah.
I love my wife and you love your wife. And you
100%.
love your son so much that you've said twice in this podcast that it's not about anything but leadership because your son is watching you
Yeah.
and you're a legend to him.
Yeah.
And let me tell you right now, I told you the best feeling I've ever had is right now. And you want to know why? I have a 16-year-old son and a 17-year-old daughter, but
Yeah.
when it's your boy, it's different because he's going to have to fight.
Yeah.
Your girls may get married in college at an Ivy school, and be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my son is watching me
Yeah.
talk to
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
He's watching us form these partnerships.
Here's what
He's
I've noticed,
hearing
man.
this. Like,
Yeah.
we're in Dubai, we're
Yeah.
doing this. My
Yeah.
son is like, dude, my dad is
Yep.
Especially when they're little, especially like and as they grow. Like what I've noticed with girls is like your daughters, because I have a daughter as well. You're supposed to be the image or an example of what they should aspire to be with one day, right?
Mhm.
With kindness and whatever, okay?
Right.
But your sons, they literally want to be you.
Mhm.
Daughters don't want to be you. You want to be an example for them to look at
Yeah.
as far as like
how they should
character
be
traits
treated.
in someone in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your sons literally want to be you.
Yep.
And I hope they always want to be me, but
Well,
they're
when
going
they
to be
turn
greater
8,
than me.
It goes away for a few years, then it comes back.
And we're going to dive into
Your
that.
Superman's
but,
about 10.
man, it's like I know we're going to wrap up here, but like you said, man, leadership is love, right? So like,
Yeah, I love that.
like let's just like
Well,
if
that's what I
anyone's
heard.
I love that.
listen, if
yeah.
anyone's watching this and they're a
what
little
he was coming
skeptical or they're a little whatever, right? It's like, hey, let's stop having a brokerage conversation and let's just have a conversation about the leadership provided. And through leadership means, are they giving you the best tools?
Mhm.
Are they giving you the best education? Are they putting the best agents around you to make you a better operator so you use the tools
Right.
better, like we talked about with part 1 and the beginning of part 2? Like, let's just have that conversation because the rest of it takes care of itself. Don't get stuck in the weeds on schematics
Yep.
and just look at it from a leadership standpoint. And again, if you would go to battle with them or not.
Well, and let's clear that. Let's actually have an adult conversation about this industry with Robert Palmer specifically. He attracted me. Here's one of the reasons why. He had a purpose. Let me ask you this, and I'm not picking on anybody. Compass, Gary, Keller, Tamir, pick a brand. Where
Yep.
are you headed, guys? Like, what's your purpose?
Well,
Mhm.
go
I
one
wake up
step
every
further.
morning,
Go
Will,
one
and I
step
know
further.
exactly what to do.
For sure.
I know where we're headed
But go
because
one
Robert
step
Palmer
further.
gave us that leadership and said, JT, here's where
Let's
we're
say
headed.
this to be objective. I'm sure some of these other companies do.
No, but
But
what
it's
is
not
it? I'm just curious.
exactly the
Like,
problem.
we have a
Leadership
mission.
isn't
Yeah, what is it?
leadership isn't just about identifying direction. and mission. It's about the articulation
Yep.
and
I heard it
clarity
loud and
of.
clear.
Yep.
I
That's
know
what I'm
exactly
getting at.
where we're headed.
And other
We have a
companies, I don't
10-year
know.
vision that is so great, it's beyond most people's scope
But that's
of
what I mean. Like when it
imagination.
comes to higher
Mark
level
my words.
leadership,
Clear.
You
it's
know,
not just about
Yep.
that they have the mission. They got to get it to the troops so we can hear it
Yeah,
be a part of it
exactly.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some companies, if their owner has a mission, but you're unaware, it's just the stock of
If
leadership.
you're unaware, don't believe, you
Or
know.
if they have a mission that's
Yeah.
just not best aligned with like where you're at and what
Mhm.
you're doing. But
Yeah.
it's wet, it's smoky.
you guys ready to call it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I just
This
love
is
you
good.
guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun.
Little whiskey on the tongue and some long cut. I'ma slip it on down and turn it up. Southbound and we're trailblazing, yeah, bud. And a posse dirty, filthy like a spit cut. Got the moms at the gate bringing big guns. Raw records be the steak, we the A1. Speak up and we know where we came from. Welcome to the posse, let me hear your long cut.